Buongiorno, everybody. I'm Dorina. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are doing another gift from the kitchen. So I hope you're gonna like this one because this one is definitely something different from the kitchen. It's not for us to eat. And I know last week I did something that was also non-edible when we made Christmas ornaments. But today is for someone else to eat. These are for our furry friends. So you know, in my house, we've got 3 dogs, small, medium, and large. We've got Louie, Bella, and Wayne. We've got what do we have? Louie is a Jack Russell Terrier, Rat Terrier mix. Bella is a Border Collie, and Wayne, of course, is the Great Dane. So we have 3 different sizes of pets in this house. And then, of course, all my kids, you know, my boys have dogs. Well, Wayne actually belongs to Leo, and Nico and Enzo have Lola and Scout. So we have a whole bunch of dogs in the family. So guess what some of them are going to get? They're going to get little doggy treats that we're going to make right here in the kitchen. So I'm going to give you 2 recipes for 2 different dog treats today. And one of the things that's really fun is my doggy cookie cutters. So I have these doggy cookie cutters that are shaped like paws. So this is a big one. Actually, I really like making the small ones best. And of course, I've got my bone-shaped ones. Personally, I like making the little teeny ones and the medium ones because I don't want to give them too much of a treat at once. But these are nice, like you get one. You know, it's really cute if you make one big one and put a hole in it and make it like an ornament, and then they can have it as a treat, you know, for the day. It's kind of a cute idea. So anyway, so we're gonna keep those aside for the moment. I love that they all fit inside of each other. And put those there. Now you can also do these for your kitty cats. And get this, I think these are so cute. They're fish shapes for the kitties. So you can actually, you know, treat these same recipes for the cats, but like what I would do for the cat is make like, I would, instead of some of the other flavors, I might put some anchovies in there, something fishy, or some tuna, or just the oil from the tuna, you know, to add flavor. Look at the little teeny weeny ones. Aren't they cute? I don't know. I just love stuff like this. So anyway, but today we're focusing on the dogs because this is what we have, and so this is what I'm doing. You're part of my kitchen. This is reality, and this is one of the gifts that I'm giving. And I'm glad my kids don't watch my show because they're so sick of hearing me anyway. All right, so what we're gonna do first is get a bowl. So we have 2 different recipes. One of them is a chicken broth base. So of course, obviously they all like the meat chickeny flavor. And the other one's more of a treat. It's a peanut butter base. So they're both good. Dogs love peanut butter. And unless your dog has some sort of an allergy, these are all fine. So we're actually using whole wheat flour. It gives them a little bit more healthiness to the dogs. And you know, because they're members of the family too. Okay, so now we're going to make our dog treats. All right, so the first one is the broth one. So what I like to do is I like to use bouillon instead of like bought broth. And I don't use my homemade broth because I kind of save that for us. But you can. And sometimes I do save my leftovers. If I have a freezer full, then I will use that. So anyway, but I like using the chicken bouillon because what I do is I make it double strong. So where, you know, bouillon usually is like 1 cube per 1 cup, so to speak. And the recipe calls for a 2/3 cup of broth. So what I did was I put 2 cubes in. So I make it extra strong so it gives it a more, you know, chickeny flavor. So here we go. So we're gonna start with 2 cups of whole wheat flour. Yeah. This one calls for 2.5. I've got all my things on the 2 sides here for the 2 recipes. And it calls for about 1/2 cup of cornmeal. This gives it a little bit more texture, basically. And I use all natural and organic stuff, so it's good for them. So I'm just gonna gently mix this together. We're only putting in 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Yeah, no, just 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. One of the original recipes I found, some recipes have no baking powder, some have a little bit, you know. I like a little bit because The ones that have no baking powder, and I've tried them, they're really kind of brick hard. Yes, they're good for the dogs. And if the dogs are younger, it's good for them. If they're cutting their teeth, like if they're puppies, then do it without the baking powder, because they're just, you know, more, and it takes them longer to like chew it up. So of course it uses up more of their wild, crazy puppy energy. But my dogs are all kind of old. So I'm going to put my little half a teaspoon, just a little bit of baking powder in this one. Should leave that because I'm going to need that for the other recipe. And then let's see. So we've got our baking powder, and then now the only other two ingredients is 6 tablespoons of oil and 2/3 cup of broth. So 6 tablespoons of oil. I'm using a sunflower oil. You can use any oil you like, but I prefer using something light. It's less fattening, you know, in case you know. And it's also has a, you know, it's lighter. So like a heavy oil, like an extra virgin olive oil, I feel like it has more of a tendency maybe to go bad faster. These lighter oils are nice, but really any oil will work. So we're putting 6 tablespoons. I should measure this out and see what it comes to. It's probably like third of a cup. Oops, what did I just put in there? 3, 4, 5. I think I put 6 in. That's what I get for not looking while I'm counting. Okay, 6 tablespoons of oil, and then we're gonna do 2/3 cup broth. So I'm gonna use this because this has measures on it. So let's see here, 2/3 cup is right here. So let's actually, I'm gonna stir this up real quick because some of it's, oh man, that smells good. Chicken broth. Okay. I think I made more than I needed, but I doubled it up. I think that's a little bit more. Whoop. Okay. 2/3 cup chicken broth. Now we're just gonna stir it all up. We're gonna make a nice dough here. Actually, this really should use my hands. It works so much better. It makes a nice thick dough, and you know, you don't have to worry about these being moist because you actually want these to be dry all the way through. So when you cook them, they are going to be completely dry. You want them to be because one, you want them to last a long time, and you want them to be hard for the dogs. It's good for their teeth, and you know, makes them happy to have something to play with. They gnaw on it. Get that out of the way. All right. So I'm just going to knead this like I would any cookie dough. Let's see. See, I can totally smell. I can smell the whole wheat, and I can smell the chicken. I like it is good, really, truly, it's good to double up the chicken broth, you know, to make it a little more pungent. Because if you just use plain, you know, single strength, call it, then it's not quite as yummy. Now, because it's Christmas, you can do some fun things with these. You can make a little frosting out of like some of the extra chicken broth with some powdered sugar, and you can maybe just put one little drop of food color in it. You don't want to do too much unless you have some natural kind, but you know, you can put a little teeny frosting on it, outline it, the dog treat, but you can make it look like a little bow, and like put that one. I've got some really cute little Christmas bags, and we're going to put them in these little baggies with the dog treats in them. It's gonna be really cute, but you can just put like the one decorated one on the front. I don't know, it's just kind of cute. All right, wow, this is nice and dry, but also moist enough to roll out. I want it to be all nice and stuck together here, so when I roll it, it's smoother. So I want to make sure there's all blended in. Okay. Get the rolling pin, because you know me and my handy dandy rolling pin, and I'm going to get a piece of wax paper. Okay. The reason I'm going to use this is just to make it easier to pick them up to put on the cookie sheet. Okay, I'm going to take half of this. I'm just going to put a little teeny bit of flour on top just so it doesn't stick to my rolling pin. And I'm going to roll these out. You can roll them as thick or thin as you want, but try to make them all uniform so that they cook evenly. And if you're gonna make the little teeny weeny ones and the big ones, you wanna put them on separate trays because they're gonna cook at different times, because obviously just like regular cookies, you know, they don't want the little ones to burn while the big ones are still cooking. So I'm making mine, I'm gonna say 1/4 inch thickness, you know, like a hefty, you know, cutout cookie, a little thicker than we would make our regular. I like my sugar cookies kind of thin. So now we're gonna take some of these dog-shaped biscuit cutters. Look how cute these are. Oh my goodness, look. Okay, let's get a cookie sheet. Let's put these on here. I'm gonna set these right in front of me here. Oh my gosh, I love these cookie cutters. They just make me happy. So I'm gonna make a tray of little ones and then make a tray of bigger ones. Okay, and you don't have to worry about spacing these out too much because there's only that smidge of baking powder in them, so they're really not gonna grow too much. I mean, tell me these aren't adorable, right? And we all have a dog lover friend, and those of us also, when you have small children, you know, if there's not a gift for the dogs, then the kids are like, how come Santa didn't bring anything for Louie? So you always got to have something for the pups, you know? You know, you could even leave some of these on your cookie tray for Santa and say, these are for the reindeer, because these would be great reindeer treats, you know? You could actually take this same recipe and use like a little Christmas cookie cutter. Maybe a candy cane one would be cute, you know, if you have a small one, or whatever small Christmas cookie cutter you have. And when you're making your doggy ones, make a couple, you know, reindeer ones. That's kind of fun. For the kids, kids would love that. Let's make some cookies for the reindeer. Also, you know, if your kids want to give a gift to the pet, this is something you guys can do together and make the treats together. And then you don't have to go, you know, buying some other dog toy that you've already got too many of that squeak when they play. You know, sometimes, you ever had a dog squeaky toy that just gets on your last nerve? It cracks me up. Sometimes they're funny, and then sometimes they're not. Okay, I know. I think I had too many kids. So there we go. Look at that cute little tray of doggy treats going in the oven right now. So the other one, so that one's more like your, you know, your daily cookie. Now this one's the special treat. So this next one, these are peanut butter treats. So we're gonna start with 2½ cups of flour. We're gonna take 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So this one's a whole teaspoon. Oops, that was a little short. A little dot. Okay. 1 cup of peanut butter. And I'm gonna offer you a suggestion that I did not do. Sometimes if you just put a little bit of oil in the bottom of this, when you measure out your peanut butter, then the peanut butter just a drop. You swirl it around the bottom of the cup, then all the peanut butter just falls right out. Easier. I mean, it still comes out, but you know, just saying. It's one of those. Actually, this was pretty easy. Of course, a rubber spatula helps the process also. Okay, now you can either use 2 tablespoons of honey or maple syrup. I just happen to have a little bit of syrup in the bottom of my thing, so I thought, today I'm going to use maple syrup. But this one's a little sweet treat, so I thought this would be nice for the holidays. They'll appreciate it. Okay, and then 1 egg. So I'm going to crack this in the bowl it was in. Make sure I got no shells. Dogs, I think they don't appreciate shells either. And then 1 cup of water. Now you can do water if you want to add a little broth to this too. It doesn't really. The dogs are happy with the broth and the peanut butter. I do have a little bit of broth left. Let's put this in. Make it 1 cup. I think it's just. Look at that. Perfect. So I'm going to finish up the broth because I made a little extra. So I'm going to use broth in here, but you know, you can use just plain water in this peanut butter recipe. Okay, and we're going to stir this up. Oh, there's the peanut butter. Now these come out a little stickier, so we're definitely going to flour our surface when we're cutting them out. Probably a little more. Let's see, today. Yeah, every day is different. This is really sticky today, so I'm adding a little flour. All right. Whew. This is definitely a stickier dough. Don't worry if it is. As long as you can cut out, you're fine. If it's too soft, between the peanut butter and the water and the egg and all that, it's definitely a softer dough, but it comes out really nice and they love it. I put a little flour on the bottom here so it'll stick to my board. There we go. Put in just enough flour so that it doesn't stick all over you. We definitely don't want this getting stuck all over the place. All right, we're just going to squeeze this one down. Put a little teeny bit of flour on top so it doesn't stick to the rolling pin. Boy, these you can really smell the peanut butter, even more than any peanut butter recipe I've ever made. I don't know why it smells more now. I usually put about a cup in a peanut butter cookie too. All right. So, with the, you know, maybe I'm gonna make some of the little paw prints. So some paw prints. Yeah, you can tell it's a paw print. They're cute. And they're perfectly bite-sized, so these are great. Now, let's put these on the cookie sheet. Okay, so we have, look at the little paw prints. Aren't they like the perfect little size treat? Okay. Oh, I can squeeze another one out right here. Ta-da! Look at that. Aren't they cute? Now I do have my oven on convection. It's been working really nice. I hadn't tried this new oven in convection yet, so I did the other day when I was baking a set of cookies. I put all 3 trays in at the same time, so I didn't have to, you know, worry about opening it up. And so I made 3 trays of cookies, and then I put all 3 trays in convection, and they all cooked. Even though they're on 3 separate levels, they all cooked at the same time. So that was kind of nice. I did still switch the bottom one and the top one, but it didn't seem like it needed it. So then the next round, I didn't do it. So, all right. So anyway, I'm gonna make some more of I'm gonna make a few big ones while I have you here. What the heck? And again, normally I would be making them all at once. I'm gonna make a couple big ones for Wayne because he's got a big mouth. The little ones will get lost in there. Some big treats. So anyway, I really think it's important for people to remember all their special pets. Some people are animal people, and the ones who are really are. Now, if you're not an animal person, it doesn't really matter, but if you have a friend who is, this is a great gift because they will appreciate it. People who love their animals, they're members of the family. And even though some of us don't like them begging at the table, it's funny how as soon as you sit at the table, they're all right there or they're under the table, you know? So, because there's always somebody in the house, I can't imagine who, somebody that's working here at home, likes to do this little side thing. Oh yeah, and there goes a little treat, a little leftover thing on a dish for the dog. So I'm always like, stop feeding the dog from the table. Feed the dog at their table, you know, or out here, you know, get them to do something, give them a little reward for sitting or handing you the paw or getting, you know, laying down or doing whatever tricks you have, or just after they've gone outside and done their business, or, you know, they've done the job of chasing the birds out of the yard or whatever it might be, or, you know, your farm dogs who work or whatever, you know, those dogs like to have a job. They're not, I don't think they really do like just laying around. they like to have something to do. And so it's always nice to have a little treat for them too. So anyway, so let me show you what I have here. I have plain clear bags with beautiful, colorful twisty ties, but these are the Santa ones. Look how cute these are. So you fill these cute little Santa bags with Doggie Treats and you put a little ribbon around it. It's the cutest gift. And people really appreciate it. Now you can also buy like, you can use a mason jar or like those giant mason jars. You know, you give them a nice jar full of, you know, something with a nice screw top lid, something that will last, and you can fill that with dog treats. So it depends. If it's, you know what, this is a great gift for your mail carrier because they're always buying dog treats to give the dogs that come chasing after them when they deliver the mail. So all my mail carriers have always had dog treats. So, you know, they carry them in their little pocket, or some of them have a little pouch that they keep handy. This is a cute gift to give your mail carrier. Hey, here's some Doggie Treats, as well as some cookies for you to enjoy. But you know, that's just a thought. And then you know what you do for them, you can also do simple things. Okay, say during the rest of the year, or say when you're just in a hurry and you just want to make some treats, you don't have to make the cookie cutters. You can just take the dough and roll it out. And these are what we call like, let's see, my sister works with Humane Society, and you know, she's real big in dog training, and as well as my son Leo, because he works with her. You can just make a long roll and make little training treats. So you just cut them into little 1/2-inch little teeny weeny treats. And these are, you know, when you're training a dog and you want to, you know, repetition, every time they do it, you're giving them a little treat. You give them these little teeny ones. Now, if you're going to make a tray of little teeny ones, then you make sure you cook those separately because these will burn very quickly. But you can do this also. And you have little training treats. And that's also a nice little bag to give. And these are also good ones for the mail carrier, you know, because they're small and they can just, you know, it's a quick little, here, take this and leave me alone and let me deliver my mail, you know, stuff like that. So there's lots of different ways you can do this, and you can have beautiful gifts, or just make them for yourself, for your own dog during the course of the year, and you don't have to buy them. You also know that, you know, some dogs have allergies. You know exactly what's in here, and you can adjust it. So, for example, some dogs have issues with gluten, believe it or not. So you can do this same recipe, and instead of using whole wheat flour, use some coconut flour or almond meal or almond flour. You can do that too, and then there's no flour in it, and they can have that. Because Wayne actually has some allergies, and so actually I have to secretly check with Leo and find out what his allergies are, because I forget. If not, I'm going to make another batch with the almond meal, but I think he can have the whole wheat flour and the little teeny pieces, you know, little treat at a time. It's not so bad. But some dogs nowadays, because they put so much stuff in a lot of the dog foods, you know, they get allergies too. So you can adjust this just like anything else. And there's other things you can do. So I was going to say, you can put a few sprinkles on, because it's just a little bit of sugar. Sprinkles, these things are made out of sugar and cornstarch. So, you know, put a few of them on a couple of these for Christmas. How cute is that? You know, you can also put, you can roll them in sesame seeds. Sesame seeds are a good little treat, and it's also, you know, good for them. Sesame seeds, chia seed, or flax seed. It gives them the omega-3s that they need for their bones, just like we do. So, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do for your pets to help keep them healthy and happy. And also, like I said, it makes a nice gift for your friends who are animal lovers. So for your own pets and for your friends and family's pets. This is a nice Christmas gift from the kitchen. So anyway, tomorrow I'm going to have one more gift from the kitchen for you. And I hope that next week I would like to try to, you know, come on once or twice, but I'm probably going to take a week off for Christmas time because my kids, a couple of my kids are going to come and visit. And I'm going to, you know, tie up this year and get ready for the new year. I have, as of today, 945 followers on YouTube, subscribers. I'm trying to reach 1,000 before New Year's. I've been trying to reach 1,000 And then when I took some time off when I moved, I think it set me back a little. So, my shows have been a little lighter and my things, but I hope that those of you who have been watching or who have watched at different times have enjoyed it. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, I would so appreciate it, because I just am going to have a party when I hit 1,000, but it would be kind of cool. Maybe when I hit 1,000, I will do a free, like, what do you call it? A Zoom. We'll do a Zoom cooking class for the first, I don't know how many people. We'll see how many I can fit on there. That way we can actually talk back and forth. We'll do something on Zoom live and in person, and we'll do something like that. Wouldn't that be fun? I think it's going to be fun. We're going to do that. So anyway, get to work right now. You've got things to make from the kitchen. Also, I want to show you really quick, just because I know it's kind of crazy. It's right here, but I want to show you what I did. So this week I made, this is my cookie dough. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left that I've got to cook, but this is cookie dough. And I make it, I put the label, I write in marker on the outside of the plastic, which cookie it is, and I put them in the refrigerator. So I just took these out early so they can come to room temperature, because I'm going to be rolling up cookies the rest of the day with Angelina, who just got home yesterday from school. So I'm really excited. So not a lot of chit chat today, but please make something for your little furry friends. Don't forget to make other food and bring your family to the table, because that's what I'm all about, helping you guys get to the table. You know what? These are good enough people could eat them. They're not sweet, but they're edible, because there's nothing bad in them. And there's nothing that you would say, ooh, what's in there, So anyway, so you can always you can tease people. Hey, you want a cookie? Or you have the dog treat. When I was a kid, it seemed like the thing to do. Who can get their friends to eat a milk bone? The Ucky dog. And those things are so bone dry. And God only knows what they put in them. But I remember people, eating, oh, I ate a dog bone. I'm like, you're crazy. But these are actually edible. So anyway, have a wonderful day. I will see you guys tomorrow. And, that's that. Give your friends a dog bone. Just the people you want to mess with. All right, I'm being goofy now. I got stuff to do, so get to work. I got cookies to roll out. Mwah! I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.